Welcome to episode 17 of the GrowthStart Insights video podcast. In this episode, we are going to be discussing how to survive in a very tough economy. Let's jump into it. Whether you've got an online or physical store or business, you've probably suffered severe losses during the last year or two. The pandemic and all the lockdowns that we faced has put increased stress on all our businesses and has made it more difficult to compete and to actually make enough revenue to sustain our businesses. So there are a couple of things that we can look at to help us survive in this very tough world economy. Now, the first thing that we can do is try to be more competitive. So when we look at competitiveness, it means we can try to supply a better product, meaning adding more value in our product to our customer. So what we really need to do is look at how we can improve our product and just make it so much better, so that it is better than the competitors, so that it is better than we had before and provides that increased value to the customer. The next thing that we can do to be more competitive is provide better service. Now, if you are selling a product, same thing applies. You have a delivery process, you have after sales, people asking you questions. If you are in the service business, same thing there. Just improve that service, make it better for that person, the customer. We really need to look at how we can improve it, make it more fulfilling for that customer to deal with you. We want them to be happy at the end of the process. Once they've bought our product or service, when we're supplying it to them, the whole entire process from the start, when they're making the purchase, when we're supplying it to them, and how that product or service actually gets delivered. We want to improve this as much as possible. We really want to leave the person, the customer, with a feeling of enjoyment. They are happy and they are satisfied with their purchase decision. Now, another thing we can do to be more competitive is pricing. Yes, this is a tough one because everybody is competing on price, and you really need to go and see where you can reduce your pricing. Is it in your manufacturing? Is it some of your own service providers? Where can you really reduce those prices, but also in the same time negotiate with your suppliers and make that relationship even more mutually beneficial? So it's something that you really need to have a big dig down into and see where you can improve. Now, for us to be more competitive, we can definitely do these three things. Again, they are better product, better service, and better pricing. Now, another thing that we can do to survive this very hard world economy is to reduce our own costs. And I'm talking about specifically here our operating costs. Anywhere where you can cut some of the costs, some of the expenditure that you're making, whether that be your website hosting or some software as a service that you're using, you can go and look for some cheaper alternatives. Even try some open source solutions which are totally free in some instances. Now, you really need to go and look at your whole model from where you are. If you are manufacturing a product, straight through to where you are delivering. That means things like couriers and the lot. Also your marketing expenses. That is a very, very big part of this, because marketing most of the time is one of the biggest costs that a business, especially an online business, has. Now, when we look at marketing, we need to have data so that we can analyze and see where we can reduce and where we can increase at a better conversion. Now, if we look at something like Google Analytics, you'll be able to track campaigns coming from paid advertising, coming from your social media, and you'll really need to go and dig down and see which of those campaigns provide you the most sales, the best conversion, and which ones don't really provide as much, but they cost similar or the same or a little bit less. So you really need to calculate what the difference is between the conversion rate and the amount of money that you are spending on these channels, and then cut the ones that don't convert and improve or put that money or part of that money into the ones that convert better. This way we can optimize our entire business at the same time as reducing our costs and providing a better service to our customers. And I know this is not as easy as it sounds. It's quite difficult, and you really have to dig deep into the data and have a look at what you can do. But if you keep trying, keep just doing it, improving a little bit, you'll definitely get there. And it is a very difficult time for everyone, and it is hard out there. There's a lot of competitors. There's a lot of things that we can't do now that we used to be able to do, just because of the pandemic and all of those things. And the only way we can succeed is if we just do better, if we provide that better service, better product, better pricing, and we just do all of it. It does take time to implement, and it does take a lot of effort to do, especially when you're optimizing your business model, but it is definitely something that can be done. And the quicker you do it, the better your chances are of surviving and most of all succeeding. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Bernard Lewitz. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Thank you and take care.